Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. I am Sabrina Haq, Assistant Teacher of Science, National Ideal English Version School, Yeshi. Dear students, today I am going to take a science class for class 6 student based on chapter 10. The name of the chapter is motion, and this is the second part of the chapter. Dear students, take your textbook. Open page number 100 and follow the class with your textbook. Dear students, let's move to our today's class. Today we will start first lesson 5. Yesterday we have discussed translational motion. Today we will discuss about rotational motion. Observe the motion of the ceiling fan of your class. You are not in the classroom, that's why you have to observe your room's ceiling fan. See the picture. Look the picture. This is the picture of a ceiling fan. When you on the ceiling fan, that blades will changing the position. See, this was the first position, and this is the new position of the blade. When it start to move, and this blade also change the position, and this one also change the position. Here for the rotation, the blade of the rotating electric fan displays point A to point A frame, point B to point B frame, and point C to point C frame. All points of the fan do not follow the same path, but every point of the fan revolves round the center of the fan in a circular path, making the same angle with different radius. The motion of the fan is rotational motion. That means if all the points of an object do not follow the same path, but every point of the object revolves round the center of the object in a circular path, making a same angle with different radius, that motion is called rotational motion. That you will get the last page of the chapter. Observe the rotational motion by the moving fan. Now you can do the task by yourself. When you go to the field or any open place, and you got a pole, if you hold the ones with one hand one pole and you rotate around it, you will get a rotational motion. In the task they are telling about this. You can do by yourself when you go outside and there is a pole. Now we will discuss the lesson 6, that is translate motion or complex motion. You must have noticed the motion of an bicycle's wheel. The wheel of the cycle proceed or transverse a path by continuous rotation. This type of motion is called rotational motion, as well as translational motion. This motion is called translate motion or complex motion. Dear students, look here. If it is a bicycle, the wheel is rotating. It have the rotational motion. Both wheel. But when it is moving, it's also go in a straight line. That means it also go forward. It also have the translational motion. Here two types of motion is working together. That's why it is called translate motion, or it is a complex motion. Now students, come to the task. The motion of the rolling ball and drill machine are the examples of translate-rotatory motion. Not only rolling ball, every rolling object have the translate-rotatory motion. Then there is a task, you have to ride a bicycle. That time you can observe the translate-rotatory motion, that means rotation of the wheels and the translational motion of the cycle also. The wheels are rotating. What are the wheels rotating round? In any distance traversed by the wheel, the two wheels are rotating round their center points, and every time they are traversing some distance. Here both rotational and translational motion are working together. This is an example of translate-rotatory motion. That means which motion have both rotational and translational motions are together, is called translate-rotatory motion. Now we will go to our next motion, that means periodic motion. Dear students, now you observe this. Watch hands. Can you observe? Look, the second hand, that means which hands are indicating the second, that hands is moving so quickly. It's make a circular path in 1 minute. That motion is called periodic motion. Now come to the lecture. Observe the motion of the hand of a clock. The hand of second rotates round its center once in a minute. The hands is rotating continuously in one direction and its rotation is repeated. This kind of motion is a periodic motion. Remember the 4-round race of your school's annual athletic competition. Suppose you remain standing at one corner of the field. One sprinter of 4-round race will cross you 4 times from the same direction after certain definite interval of time. This is so much important. That means after certain definite intervals of time, if it don't have this, it will not be tell that it is periodic motion. It is also periodic motion. The motion of clock's hand, round race, electric fan also, that means electric fan also have rotational motion and it also have periodic motion, because when the electric fan's blade moves, it take a certain definite interval of time, etc. are the examples of periodic motion. The definition of periodic motion is, if an object travels a certain distance of its path from the same direction after certain definite intervals of time repeatedly, the motion is called a periodic motion. Now, dear students, you will do the task by your own self with the help of your friends in an open place. Now, we will go to our oscillatory motion or vibratory motion. Now, we will do a task taking a long plastic or scale. We are using here a stainless steel scale. Keep it on one side of a table such a way, that means this way, and that some about half portion of the scale remains hanging outside the table, and hold the portion of scale laying on the table tightly by one of your hand. Now we will show that how the vibratory motion occurs. Look, dear students, here I have taken a stainless steel scale. Look, when I lift the scale, that scale is vibrating. This is called vibratory motion. Now we will do the next task. Next task means the second task. Second task here, they are showing the oscillatory motion, that we need some weight, that means some books we will use for weight, and here we tie a weight or stone. Now we will using some plastic things for hanging it with the help of thread with the scale. Now we will show how the oscillatory motion occurs. Tie a stone at the end of the thread and hang it from one side of a table as shown in the picture. Pull the stone to the short distance from any side and release it gently. The stone will first go back and to the initial position. From there it will move to the opposite direction. After going a short distance, it will again return the initial position and go to the direction in which it was pulled. In this way, the stone will move in both the direction from its initial position. Dear students, look, we are doing this. When we lift the weight like this, that is moving. Look the move, how it is moved. It just go both sides. This motion is called oscillatory motion. Dear students, vibratory or oscillatory motion is the motion when an object is into and fro periodic motion of its position. The motion of wall clocks, pendulum and is oscillatory motion. Dear student, just now whatever we done, that means this motion is called pendulum motion. That means this is called a pendulum. Then we will go to our next lesson. Next lesson is lesson 9, distance and displacement. Suppose Anila moves 10 meters towards south. This is Anila. Anila goes 10 meters. This from a fixed point, from this point to this point, it is 10 meters, and she returns round and walks up to 4 meters towards north. That means she again come back from here. This total distance is 10 meters and she came back 4 meters. That means Anila travelled a distance of 10 plus 4 meters, that means 14 meters. But Anila's displacement, that will be displacement from north to south, is 10 minus 4, that means only 6 meters. That means this one is the displacement. This is 6 meters. Now come to the next page. You can say why? Because distance is the total length travelled by an object in any direction from a fixed point. Underline this. This is the definition of distance. Here the distance is 14 meters. Again, displacement is the direct minimum distance between the initial and the final position of an object in a particular direction. That means this is the definition of displacement, which is 10 minus 4 meter, that means 6 meter. Hence, the distance is the total length travelled by an object in any direction, and displacement is the linear distance covered in a particular direction. Displacement is the linear distance and direction from the initial position towards the final position. Now we will discuss about the example. Mrs. Rashida walked 7 kilometers in forward direction. this is Mrs. Rashida. Mrs. Rashida walked 7 kilometers. That means she walked 7 kilometers in forward direction, and then turned back and walked 5 kilometers in backward direction. That means she returns 5 kilometers and she goes forward 7 kilometers. How many kilometers the distance has she travelled, and how many kilometers is her displacement? The distance covered by Mrs. Rashida is equal to total distance traversed. That means 7 plus 15 equal to 12 kilometers. But displacement of Mrs. Rashida is linear distance in a particular direction from the initial to final position equal to 7 kilometer minus 5 kilometer equal to only 2 kilometer. That means distance covered by Mrs. Rashida is 12 kilometer and displacement of Mrs. Rashida is only 2 kilometer. Now here you have to solve one problem. Mr. Rashid travels 10 kilometer towards north on a bicycle in the morning. After returning back, he travelled 4 kilometer towards south. What distance did he travel and how many kilometers was his displacement? Dear students, Mr. Rashid, the distance covered by Mr. Rashid is equal to first in the morning he goes 10 kilometer and again he returned back. That means another 10 kilometer and he again travel 4 kilometer towards south. That means 4 kilometer. That will be 24 kilometer. Now the displacement. Displacement of Mr. Rashid first time he goes only 10 kilometer, but second time he covered 14 kilometer. That means 10 kilometer plus 4 kilometer minus 10 kilometer. It will be 14 kilometer minus 10 kilometer equal to 4 kilometer. That means distance covered by Mr. Rashid is 24 kilometer and the displacement of Mr. Rashid is only 4 kilometer. Dear students, this is also your homework. You will solve according to your book's example, and I have given here the homework number 12 for your annual term. You have to make 5 knowledge based questions and answers and solve the problem number 1, which one I have shown here, but you have to follow the book's rule. Dear students, I have finished my today's topic. Hope you have understood. If you feel any problem, you can contact with me. I have given my contact number and my messenger ID on the board. Do all the SW, submit it regularly because you will get CT diary and SBA marks on the basis of your performance of your SW. Abide by your parents, learn all the question answer and read the chapter properly. Do all the task whatever I say do by yourself in an open place with the help of your family member or your friends. Keep practicing. Stay safe. Stay home. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.